In this video, you're going to learn exactly how to become the go-to premium choice in your local area. So if you're a landscaper, contractor, home renovation business, or even if you're a service-based business in general, and you want to become the go-to choice so you don't have to worry about where your next client or project is coming from. You don't have to worry about racing to the bottom on price and competing on price and clients constantly chipping you down. And you want to be seen as more of a trusted expert, a trusted advisor, instead of just another landscaper or just another contractor or just another home renovation business or whatever you are. This video is going to show you exactly how we do it inside of our business, how we've grown such a brand and a presence where literally when we turn up to our appointments, our prospects are literally like excited to see us because we've built so much goodwill, we've got so much positioning that it's just, and this just helps us with our entire sales process as well. So there's so much benefit to this. So if you're sick and tired of literally like worrying about where your next project is coming from, this video is gonna be a game changer for you. If we haven't met already, if you haven't found this video from my last video, my name's Phil Faulkner. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Spencer & Co. Construction Limited. We're a seven-figure landscaping business based in the West Midlands. I'm also the Marketing Director for another home and commercial renovation design and build business called Recreate Design and Build. So unlike most of these business experts and marketing gurus that have no idea how the industry works, I'm in the trenches every single day with the guys that run these businesses, making sure that the experience for the customer from inquiry all the way to becoming a client is as seamless as possible. So I come at this from a completely different place, and I'm going to highly recommend, if you haven't already, to subscribe to this video, like it, so that you can see more videos like this where we're literally peeling back the curtain. And if you haven't watched the video prior to this, I actually give you an overarching overview of all the systems that we use within these businesses that has helped us get to seven figures and grow this business without selling our souls, without being a slave to the business, without having to do admin and quoting at 9 o'clock at night, losing valuable time with your family, your friends, and your personal life. We're actually building a business that really excites us and gives us energy here. And it's like a project that we're working on as opposed to like work every day. So if you got into business to actually build an asset, to actually build systems so you can get your time back instead of like being a slave to your business, then make sure you subscribe. This video is going to change everything for you and the preceding videos as well. So shall we get into it? So what we're going to break down really is why most people get it wrong when it comes to trying to get leads, trying to get inquiries from social media, Google, all these other places. We already know that Checkatrade and referrals and lead sellers are not a way to build your business anymore. It's a race to the bottom. It's great when you're starting out. It'll get you, your wheels going and things like that. But you can't build a long-term sustainable business relying on referrals or lead sellers. It's a race to the bottom. It's unreliable. You know all of that. I don't need to bore you with that. So what you need to do is you need to go from picking the fruit off the tree and just eating it to planting seeds. So you've got multiple trees in the future with plenty of ripe fruit because you've put the time in to plant those seeds long before you ever needed the fruit. So that might have been a bit of a crap example, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's imagine right now, let's just make sure I'm drawing here. Let's imagine right now, this is your potential market, yeah? Potential market. Good job this ain't a spelling competition because I definitely would lose. But this is your potential market, yeah, this circle. This represents all the potential customers that you could be saying, hey, I'm here. Do you need a quote? Do you need service? Blah, blah. Now, this potential market right here Say this is all the people on Facebook and Instagram and in your local area. Some people want a quote right now for work, which is cool. That's this segment of the market, right? The rest of them, let's say this segment here, so these guys want a quote now. These guys here are probably looking for a quote in the next 30, 60, 90, or even more days. Yeah. And then these people don't care. Yeah. So that's how the market is broken down. Now, let's just finish that. These people don't care. So, like, what most people are doing is they're focusing only on this potential market, the smallest circle. These are the people that are going to Checkatrade. These are the people that are going to My Builder. These are the people that are scrolling on Google, searching for driveway quotes near me, garden renovation quotes, home renovations, extensions, whatever business you're in. They're going to Google, and everybody and their dog, probably you as well, are trying to intercept just this market right now. Now, this is like, I don't know, like 5 to 10% of the entire market. Now, out of if you're focusing on just 5 to 10%, I can do a quote, I can do a quote, I can help you. This is why everybody is racing to the bottom of, on price, because these people who want a quote right now, they've got the power. They're the ones that are looking for a quote. You have got no power. This is why it's so hard to compete when you're only focusing on these people. Now, only the top 1 to 3% of businesses that have the infrastructure, have the capacity, they're getting majority of those quotes anyway, because they're faster at inquiries than you. They've got probably better access to materials and prices and equipment. So they're always going to beat you on price. Maybe you'll get a few quotes here and there, but they're always going to beat you on price. So what we did, and this is why we could easily get, 15 to 30 quote ready jobs without running ads organically every single month. What we did is we focused on this area over here. Over here is like, this is like 30 to 60% of the market. Now, yes, these people aren't looking for a quote right now, but because we position ourselves so strong, we're planting so many seeds in this market. We're planting seeds. We're literally showing up. What we're doing is we're showing up on social media. We're showing the work that we've done, the work that we've got coming up. We're showing why we do things a certain way, why it might be beneficial to this client that we're working on, why it might be beneficial to you. When we sometimes get to jobs, we're usually going to jobs that have been done poorly the first time round. So again, we're not throwing shade at anybody. We're not causing any trouble. We're not calling anybody out. This ain't like, a big old fight that we're starting here. But if there's a big problem on site, what we'll do is we'll pull up the slabs and we'll say the reason why this person's now got us and the reason why they're playing twice is because these slabs weren't laid down correctly, or the reason why the decking, or the reason why the driver, whatever it is, we're offering tips, advice. We don't make it about us. We make it about them. So with this element of the market, it's all about them, not you. And we plant so many seeds to the point where when these people are ready, and they will be ready, they will want to quote, they are interested, they're just not interested right now. When they are ready, because we have planted so much goodwill into the marketplace. This is the thing. We've planted so much goodwill. We haven't tried to get a quote. We've tried to add value and goodwill into the marketplace because we've added so much goodwill with why we do what we do, the transformations, the projects, the time lapse. getting people to know our team, getting people to know different aspects of how we do what we do, tips, tricks, all of that good stuff. Because we've done that, when these people are ready, who do you think that they want to do their work? Who? This ain't a trick question. It's usually us. This is why we are able to win so much work. So this segment of the market, they're never going to buy. And if they do, maybe they'll fall into this bucket, then they'll go in over here. This is absolutely looking like the worst pizza you've ever tried in your life, by the way. But you get the idea. This segment of the market are never going to buy. But these people here, these are the ones that we focus on. And when they're ready to be in this 5 to 10%, like I said, who are they wanting to work with? This is why we sweep up so much work. This is why we don't compete on price. This is the trick. We build so much premium positioning. Now, the beautiful thing is if you're watching this and you do focus on good content, you're pushing ads out there, not just, get a quote ads or here we are ads. You're actually pushing valuable content out there. Here's the thing. If you haven't got the other two, this is what we call profit-driven positioning. But if you get this right and you haven't got the other two systems, in other words, the profit-driven pipeline and the profit-driven processes, and I broke them down in the previous video, which I'll try and link somewhere. I'm not the best on YouTube, but I'll try and link somewhere. I'll put it in the descriptions so you can go to the last video where I break them down. If you're really good at this, but you haven't got the other systems, what happens is your business becomes a headache. It means you're in high demand, but you haven't got the infrastructure at the back end to handle the amount of inquiries. It becomes like a hell. I mean, it's a better place to be than no leads, but then your business becomes like, eventually you're just going to burn out. You're going to be up at night trying to deal with 1,000,001 quotes. And this is where Dan, the director of Spencer & Co. was when I first started working with him. He had excellent positioning. He put great content out there. He planted loads of seeds, but he was pulling his hair out trying to deal with every quote. People were actually getting disgruntled because they'd inquire and he'd miss calls, he'd miss messages, he'd forget to go out and quote site surveys and appointments and things like that because he never had the profit-driven pipeline in place, which I'm going to be going into a lot more detail on in the next video. So if you're right now struggling to get leads, the last thing you want to be doing is just spending more money on Checkatrade, spending more money on agencies that are going to burn through your advertising budget just to get you quotes that are going to drive you down on price, because you're not going to have the margin in it to sustain the engine, or you're going to be burning yourself out running from quote to quote to quote because you're not positioned right. Here, you can actually accommodate less quotes and be a lot more picky and choosy with who you're quoting because you've fixed the first positioning. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I say in the videos? What do I do and how do I position myself? I'm not that confident, trust me. You don't have to be flipping Guy Phoenix on these videos. You don't have to be bold and proud. You don't have to do that. You just have to be yourself, and you have to just show what you're showing to your clients. When you go out on a site survey and they're saying, what are you going to do? You have to show that sort of stuff. Show around, show what you're doing. And again, it's not that difficult. So what I'm going to do on the next video, I'm going to break down the next process. I'm going to break down profit-driven pipeline so you can see how you can build an infrastructure that's built on automation and systemization so you can handle all the inquiries that come your way without getting overwhelmed with quoting, appointment booking, which ultimately becomes a nightmare. Make sure you subscribe to this video, where in the next video I'm going to break that down. But right now, I am very busy working with Spencer & Co. and We Create Design and Build as their main marketing managers. But in the near future, I will be opening the doors to a small group of individuals that can get the insights on exactly what to say and how to install this system as well as the other systems in your business. So I'm going to highly recommend is you head over to the description and click the link to join the pre-notification list, so you can be the first to hear when those spots do open. Again, as a bonus, when you do join the pre-notification list, what you'll get is a free interactive trial and a taster of what the system looks like. So when you join the pre-notification list, so you can be one of the first to hear when spots do open, to actually get access to the profit-driven positioning system, the profit-driven pipeline system, and also the profit-driven process system, which you're going to be explaining in the next videos, you'll get a free interactive trial. So just head over to the description, make sure you join the pre-notification list so you can obviously be first to hear when spots do open. And also you'll get the free interactive trial to see exactly how these systems work in our business that helped us generate over 100 qualified site surveys in the last 90 days alone and close over £700,000 of business. But also you'll be able to obviously be first to hear when spots do open. So with saying that, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully this video has showed you why it's important to plant good seeds and to build a positioning system in your business. And in the next video, I'm going to be going a bit deeper into the profit-driven pipeline system, which handles all the inquiries, automatically books all our site surveys, automatically follows up with everybody. And then we'll get even deeper. So with that being said, I hope you're enjoying these videos. Make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like it, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.